Marietta College. $1,200 of your closest friends across 100 acres. This is home.
Beaver Nugget fans as Ohio Bucky's opening gets pushed back.
And big changes are coming to the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium.
We'll also find out if we'll keep the warmer weather for this week. Stay with us. WCMO NewsCenter 15 starts now. Hello and welcome to today's edition of WCMO NewsCenter 15. I'm Zach Wurstel.
And I'm Denise Wolfter, topping our news today.
Marietta Dispatch received a call on Sunday at 4:47 p.m. saying that a Honda Pilot had veered off the road and crashed into a house on Glendale Road. Officials say the driver left the road, drove through the yard, and into the front room of the home. The homeowners were inside at the time but were not injured. The driver was also unhurt but was taken to Marietta Memorial as a precaution. Marietta Police, Fire, and Westfall Towing responded to the scene. The cause of the crash is still under investigation.
Ohio public school students may soon be spending more time in the classroom. Lawmakers are proposing an increase in required instructional hours for grades 7 through 12 from 1,001 to 1,054 per year. Currently, Ohio falls behind neighboring states like Kentucky, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Supporters of the bill say the change will improve educational outcomes. The legislation does not dictate how schools should add the extra time, leaving that decision to the districts. Options could include extending the school day, reducing break, or adjusting professional development days. The Ohio Education Association has expressed concerns about potential funding challenges, but lawmakers argue the cost should be minimal. The bill has not yet been assigned a number or committee for review.
It's been an interesting week.
Let's see if it will get warmer throughout the weekend.
Landon is here with the current conditions. What's going on outside right now, Landon?
Well, Zach, we're experiencing a bit of a leftover residue of snow that we got a little bit last night. We had a bit of a warm weekend and a warm start to this weekend. Things have cooled down now. Right now it feels like 23 degrees outside. The UV index is low level at 2, 22 fair air quality level, and as a result of the aforementioned precipitation, we had a very low pollen count. The winds will be running around the west at about 12 miles per hour. The humidity is roughly 67%, and let's see, the sun rose about 10 before 7 this morning and should be setting about almost a half hour after 6 this evening. Though that's going to change very soon because this upcoming weekend, Sunday to be exact, is annual daylight savings time. So as a reminder to everyone to spring forward before you get up in the morning on Sunday. And as a result of that, we're getting closer and closer to spring, and things are going to be warming up once again as we get into the next weekend. But we'll talk about that in more detail when I return later on in the program for the 5-day forecast. But until then, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Landon. Unfortunately, I have some bad news for you. Beaver Nugget fans, Ohio's first Buc-ee's in Huber Heights won't open until early 2026. This was originally set for late 2025. The project has hit a few speed bumps. Buc-ee's director of real estate, Stan Beard, says there's no need to panic. Brisket, beaver nuggets, and the world's cleanest bathrooms are still coming. When it finally opens, the 74,000 square foot mega gas station will feature 100 fueling stations, 24 EV chargers, and enough snacks to fill a football field.
The Columbus Zoo and Aquarium is unveiling a massive transformation of its North America region. The new North America trek will enhance animal welfare and immerse guests in nature. Visitors can watch black bears exploring a new habitat, river otters splashing, and bald eagles soaring. The first phase, opening this summer, features new habitats for Mexican wolves, the trumpeter swans, and more. The project also includes the Ohio Center for Wildlife Conservation, a research and education facility, with a $35 million investment. The zoo is creating a more engaging and sustainable experience.
Coming up, Florida couple accused of throwing coffee at airplane staff.
And U.S. tariffs take effect with Mexico, Canada, and China retaliating with their own tariffs on the U.S.
At Marietta College, teamwork goes beyond athletics. At Marietta, we promote individuality, creativity, and resilience. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, we are Pile Nation. This is the time, this is the place. We are pioneers. We are Marietta College.
Hey, this is Kevin Love from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Right now, many of us feel anxious. Mindfulness can help you ease those feelings. My nonprofit is partnering with Headspace to offer free content to help you stress less. Head to kevinlovefund.org/headspace.
Here's to the straggly ones, the first ones. Hey, I look good with this ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. The itchy ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad. The I nearly didn't do it this year ones, and the absolutely filthy ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
President Donald Trump launched a trade war on Tuesday against America's three biggest trading partners, drawing immediate retaliation from Mexico, Canada, and China, sending financial markets into a tailspin as the U.S. faced the threat of rekindling inflation and paralyzing uncertainty for business. Just after midnight, Trump imposed 25% taxes or tariffs on Mexican and Canadian imports. Though he limited the levy to 10% on Canadian energy, Trump also doubled the tariff he slapped last month on Chinese projects to 20%.
A couple was arrested after allegedly assaulting airline staff while trying to board a flight. They supposedly forced their way onto a restricted jet bridge at Miami International Airport over the weekend. According to police, the couple was denied boarding for being late to an American Airlines flight to Mexico. Police said the suspects disregarded, quote, no trespassing signs and ignored commands from a ticketing agent. According to an arrest report, the two allegedly pushed staff, with one individual throwing coffee.
A tense session in the Serbian National Assembly on Tuesday, according to one Serbia opposition lawmaker, disrupted the sessions by lighting flares and throwing smoke bombs inside the parliament. The chamber was filled with red and black smoke. They also unfurled a banner reading, "Serbia stands up so that the regime falls." 2 members of parliament were injured and a pregnant lawmaker got sick.
People donning skeleton masks and antlers on their heads gathered in New Orleans' historic Treme neighborhood as the sun rose Tuesday, determined to beat an expected storm and celebrate Mardi Gras, as they always have. Members of the North Side Skull and Bones gang woke up the city with drums and chants, spreading a message of peace. Mardi Gras is all about having these moments. The city is like nowhere else in the country right now, said Kendall Callian, marveling at the 200-year-old tradition unfolding before his eyes. Thousands of revelers sporting beads and outlandish costumes fill the streets as New Orleans prepared to celebrate just ahead of bad weather. The National Weather Service said thunderstorms and winds up to 60 miles per hour are expected throughout Tuesday.
When we return, a pink poodle leads authorities on pursuit for hours.
A 911 call leads to a donut delivery for a toddler.
And as we get ready to spring forward, how will the weather change over the weekend? We'll have your 5-day forecast coming up after the break. Stay with us.
When kids need medical care, they face life-changing experiences. They miss out on the things that make being a kid fun. Starlight Children's Foundation programs entertain and inspire hospitalized kids. Learn more at starlight.org.
There's a place for everyone at Marietta College. Our place is here as esports competitors. This is Marietta College Esports.
Welcome back to WCMO NewsCenter 15. Last week, we heard about the great escape of 2 therapy llamas in Arizona. This week, we'll hear about a cotton candy-looking poodle on the run.
And one little kid called for emergency donuts.
Jeremy Roth has the details in today's Take a Look at This.
A pretty and pink pooch led authorities in New Jersey on an exhaustive hours-long chase spanning land and sea. Molly the poodle led oodles of officers on a hot pink hot pursuit.
It was like chasing cotton candy.
After reportedly wriggling off leash, running through traffic, and then jumping in the Passaic River, where she reportedly swam roughly the length of a football field.
She was a bike ride away from a triathlon.
4 hours, 2 police departments, and 8 firefighters in boats later, the pink pup was back on dry ground, safe, sound, and yes, still sassy. Another dramatic dog rescue unfolded in a remote rocky area after authorities were alerted to a dog clinging to a craggy cliff in California. A total of 3 responding fire companies were involved after it was determined that initial resources on hand were insufficient for the rescue. The Susanville Fire Department says they ultimately set up a rope system lowering a crew member down to the trapped dog. The pair then made their way safely to level ground, and the dog was checked out by vets and confirmed to be unharmed before being delivered to a local animal shelter. Finally, from dogs to donuts. You may have seen a recent story of an Oklahoma toddler gone viral for getting a hold of a cell phone and dialing 911 for emergency donuts.
An emergency? Emergency donut. Can I talk to Mom?
Hey, who among us hasn't needed an emergency donut from time to time? Am I right? Don't judge. The Moore Police Department certainly didn't. They instead solved this toddler's emergency, later treating him and his big brother to a delightful doorstep donut delivery. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
That was great. Let's move on to entertainment news. If you watched the Oscars award ceremony, there was a lot to celebrate. In fact, one Oscar winner sets a world record.
And an auction house sets prices on some special movie memorabilia.
Again, here's Landon with the Hollywood Minute.
Well, the movie The Brutalist, winner of 3 Academy Awards, is certainly a long one. The Brutalist runs more than about 3.5 hours, so maybe it should be no surprise its star, Adrian Brody, gave a long Oscar speech. In fact, Brody's acceptance of his Best Actor trophy lasted 5 minutes and 40 seconds, which according to the Guinness Book of World Records is the longest Oscar speech ever. Well, you can't buy an Oscar, but other pieces of Hollywood history are up for sale. Prop Store's latest entertainment auction includes the Medal of Yavin, which Princess Leia gave to Luke Skywalker at the end of the original Star Wars film. It's expected to fetch up to $600,000. And of course, there's also Chewbacca's bowcaster from the original Star Wars trilogy. That item could go for up to $500,000. But if Grease is more your style, Danny Zuko's T-Birds leather jacket is on the block, estimated to bring up to $200,000. And Sandy Olsen's dress from that Frosty Palace scene could bring up to $60,000. The auction runs from March 26th through the 28th. Details and more at propstoreauction.com. Oh, that's all the time we have for Hollywood today. I'm Landon Santini. See you in a few minutes for the 5-day forecast.
Thanks so much, Landon. Winter looks like it's here to stay, at least for a little bit longer.
I wonder if the temperatures will be better next week.
Well, as he said, Landon is here with the details. Landon, what can we expect from Mother Nature for the rest of this week?
Well, right now, as I said, we're experiencing a bit of leftover coldness from the snow we had last night. And as you can see, certain areas of our country are having their own problems with snow, specifically the West Coast stretching from Nevada all the way through Nebraska, and especially our northern neighbors near Canada, near the Michigan River and New York and Pennsylvania border. And they also had their own recent run through with precipitation a few days ago. So since we've got spring break coming up, if you want to go somewhere, you should probably go to any of the southern states like Florida or Texas or Louisiana. Maybe you could see a Girls Gone Wild video. And as you can see, that snow that we got yesterday is currently passing through our neighboring state of Pennsylvania, making a big hit in particular in Pittsburgh and a bit to the southeast of Charleston, West Virginia. But right now, aside from the leftover snow that's still on the verge of melting in a few days or so, we have an otherwise relatively calm day in the Mid-Ohio Valley today. And that calmness is in preparation for a bit of a temperature increase. As we begin the weekend tomorrow, we expecting cloudy conditions with an expected high of 47 on Friday. That'll dip slightly on Saturday with continuing sunny conditions and expected high of 43. But when we spring forward on daylight savings time on Sunday, that temperature will spike up to 52 with continued sunny conditions. And then that spike will continue to go up even higher as we get into the next work week on Monday with an expected high of 60. And that will also continue on into Tuesday with an expected high of 69 and less sunny but more cloudy conditions. So that's a sure sign that spring is on its way. That's going to be the warmest day we've had all year so far. So this Sunday, get ready to spring forward, and I think it's getting closer to time to put away your winter stuff, but keep them out for just a little bit longer, at least until the end of the week. Well, that's all I've got for this week in weather. I'm Landon Santini. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Landon, for your double duty. When we come back, Evie will join us with an update from the world of sports.
See you in a few.
James Brown and Bill Cowher welcoming you back to the Midnight Snack Run.
This is one tricky obstacle course.
He's reaching, but he pushes it away. He's approaching a plate of iced cookies. He blows right by him.
Oh, the fridge.
Looks like he's headed for the soda. Wait, he jukes left, grabs the water bottle.
Now he's just got to get out of there.
Look what dropped from the sky.
Don't do it, Dennis. That's the way you execute a Midnight Snack Run.
Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer.
Go to takeahealthystand.org.
The next disaster is coming. The time to get ready is now. Make a plan. Choose meetup locations and keep a contact list. Build a kit with food and water. Don't forget your pets. Keep extra medicine on hand. Make copies of key documents and keep them somewhere safe. Stay informed, learn about local hazards, and sign up for alerts. Be ready. Learn more at americares.org/sendusin.
Thanks for staying with us. Joining us now for sports is Evie.
Evie, tell us about it.
Thank you, guys. So, Kyrie Irving suffered a left knee sprain Monday night and shot free throws for the Mavericks, with tears rolling down his cheeks before leaving the floor in an obvious pain late in the first quarter of Dallas's 122-98 loss to the Sacramento Kings. Irving was fouled by DeMar DeRozan on a drive to the basket, and his right foot landed on the foot of the Kings' Jonas Valanciunas. He lost his balance and then landed awkwardly on his left leg, and his knee appeared to hyperextend before he fell to the floor. After he was hurt, Irving grabbed his leg and remained on the floor for multiple minutes. Injured forward Anthony Davis was among those helping Irving to the locker room before kids spoke to Irving, who then returned to take 2 free throws. After converting both to pull Dallas within 23-18, Irving was helped into tunnel, and the Mavs quickly ruled him out for the rest of the night. Hall of Fame coach, longtime analyst Jimmy Johnson is retiring from Fox Sports after 25 years. The 81-year-old, who won 2 Super Bowls with the Dallas Cowboys and a college national championship with Miami, announced his decision Monday on the Herd with Colin Cowherd. Johnson was a key part of Fox NFL Sunday for most of the network's 31 years, working alongside Kurt Menefee, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, and Michael Strahan. He first joined Fox in 1994, left to coach the Miami Dolphins, and returned in 2002. Fox Sports CEO Eric Shanks called his retirement bittersweet, while colleagues praised his impact on the show's success. Johnson says he'll miss the team, but is ready for the next chapter. Cincinnati Bengals defensive end Sam Hubbard is retiring after 7 seasons. The Cincinnati native was drafted in 2018 and played 104 games, recording 38.5 sacks and helping lead the Bengals to the Super Bowl in 2021. Known for key playoff moments, including a game-winning capture and return against Baltimore in 2022. Hubbard made a lasting impact. The 28-year-old, who missed the end of last season with a knee injury, announced his decision on Instagram, saying, "I gave this game, this team, and this city everything I had." He plans to focus on his foundation, continuing to give back to Cincinnati. LeBron James has made history again, becoming the first NBA player to score 50,000 combined points in the regular season and playoffs. The milestone happened on a three-pointer early in the Lakers' 136-115 win over New Orleans. The 40-year-old, now in his record-tying 22nd season, continues to dominate, recently earning Western Conference Player of the Month honors. Team Luka Doncic called the achievement unbelievable as the surging Lakers look like contenders with 11 wins in their last 13 games. That's all I have for you today. I'm Evie Gravlin. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Evie. Back at the desk with us is Landon for a last look at the forecast.
Well, to sum up the next week ahead, going into the official beginning of spring as we spring forward on Sunday, we had a bit of a cold spell in the middle of the week, starting yesterday with a bit of snowfall, but continuing on through the rest of the weekend and into the beginning of the next work week, the temperatures will gradually climb up to a maximum high of 69 degrees for Tuesday, which so far is the absolute warmest day of the year so far, which no doubt when summer rolls around it'll get even warmer.
Well, thanks so much, Landon. That's all the time we have for today. here at WCMO NewsCenter 15, Marietta College Broadcasting. Thanks again for joining us. You can catch us at Thursdays at 12:30 and 6:30 during most weeks of the semester, or you can search for WCMO Television on YouTube.com. See you next time. We hope you have a nice day.